If your Samsung top-load washer is not starting, making unusual noises, or showing error codes, the main control could be the culprit. I'm William with AppliancePartsPros.com, and in this video, I'll guide you through testing and replacing it. Don't worry if this is your first time working on an appliance. It's easier than you might think. Let's get started. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. For today's work, we'll need a multimeter, a Phillips, and a flathead screwdriver, and a 10mm socket. Also, please remember that safety comes first. Always disconnect your washer by unplugging it or switching the breaker off. The first step is to check the belt. Turn off the water supply and disconnect the water hoses so the washer can be moved easily. Tilt the washer enough to give yourself better access to the bottom. I'm setting it on its back to make it easier for you to see the process. Inspect the drive belt for any signs of damage or looseness. If the belt is able to pinch together 1/4 inch or more, the belt is too loose. If the belt is broken or loose, it will need to be replaced. If the belt is not broken or loose, continue troubleshooting. Disconnect the wire harness from the drive motor. Grab your multimeter and set it to resistance or ohms, indicated by an upside down horseshoe symbol. Test the following terminal pairs on the motor: terminals 1 to 2, terminals 2 to 3, and terminals 1 to 3. You should see around 4 to 6 ohms between terminals 1 and 2, and between 2 and 3, and around 9 to 11 ohms between 1 and 3. Rotate the motor pulley to make sure it spins freely. If the resistance readings are outside of these ranges, or the pulley does not rotate freely, the drive motor has failed and should be replaced. If the motor checks good, reconnect the wire harness and continue troubleshooting. One of the best tools that you can have in your toolbox is a multimeter, and we'd love to show you how this device works and how you can benefit from using it. Check out the video in the description. Next, grab your 10mm socket again and loosen the motor bolts to remove the drive belt. Remove the clutch bracket bolts and set both the bolts and the bracket aside. Rotate the clutch and TMR assembly pulley to check if it spins freely. If the pulley does not rotate freely, make a note of it. We'll come back to that shortly. Set the washer upright. Grab your Phillips screwdriver and remove the screws securing the console back panel. Separate the back panel from the console and set it aside. Remove the 2 screws securing the console to the rear panel, then rotate the console forward. Remove the control cover to access the main control board. Locate connector CN10 on the main control. Grab your multimeter and set it to volts DC, indicated by a V with a dotted line underneath. Plug the power cord into the outlet. Press the power button on the washer. Extreme care should always be taken to protect against electrical shock, which could result in serious injury. Do not test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter around live electricity. Test from the red wire at pin 8 to the black wire at pin 1. You should see 5 volts DC. Then test from the blue wire at pin 5 to the black wire at pin 1. You should see around 2.9 volts DC. If the pulley didn't rotate freely, or if there was not 2.9 volts DC reading, the clutch and TMR assembly has failed and should be replaced. If the pulley rotated freely and both voltage readings are correct, or if there was not 5 volts DC reading, continue troubleshooting. If there is no 5 volts DC reading when testing at connector CN10, or if all other components have tested good up to this point, the main control is the cause of failure. This conclusion is confirmed through the process of elimination using the troubleshooting steps we've completed. Since we found that the control assembly has failed, let's go over how to replace it. Unplug the power cord and remove the cycle knob. Take a clear picture of all the wire connections. This will make installing the new control assembly easier. Grab your Phillips screwdriver and remove the screw securing the control assembly to the console. Lift the control assembly out. Here's the old control assembly and here's the new one. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. Set the new control assembly into the console and secure it using the screws we removed earlier. Reconnect the wires to the control assembly and reinstall the control cover. And reinstall the cycle knob. Rotate the console back into position and secure it with the 2 screws we removed. Reattach the console back panel. Reinstall the drive belt, then lift up on the motor to create proper belt tension while tightening the motor bolts. Secure the clutch assembly bracket. Connect the hoses, turn on the water supply, and reconnect the power cord. Great job tackling the main control replacement on your Samsung top-load washer. We're eager to hear how your repair went, so feel free to share your experience in the comments below. And if you find that you need a new main control or any other parts, simply grab your model number and visit AppliancePartsPros.com. Most orders arrive in just a few days. Thanks for trusting us to guide you through the repair process, and we look forward to joining you on your next project.